Hello, my name is Angel Griggs, and I will be talking to you about Alcatraz, the federal state penitentiary. Most people have heard of Alcatraz, but do they really know the true and gruesome history behind the penitentiary? The reason I am speaking on this topic is because I have visited it once for a tour, and the prison had so much character I was awestruck. I hope you enjoy my speech about the past of Alcatraz Prison. My sources for this informative speech are Alcatraz Prison History and Facts on prisonhistory.com, Alcatraz Prison by the editors of Encyclopedia Britannica, Closing of Alcatraz on alcatrazhistory.com, and History of Alcatraz, Alcatraz Island on alcatraznow.com. These sources are written around the events that happened and are unbiased about the events and current situation. Please listen as I inform you about the history of Alcatraz and why it is no longer used as a prison. First, we need to address the history of Alcatraz. It was created in the 19th century on a small rocky island in the Bay of San Francisco. The famous prison slowly built up its reputation throughout the years into the 20th century. The prison was often called the Rock because of its location. The location was originally used for the bay's first lighthouse, and then the American military slowly transformed it into a prison. Alcatraz Island was originally discovered by a famous Spanish naval officer named Juan Manuel de Ayala in 1775. He named the island La Isla de los Alcatrazes. After the end of the Mexican-American War and the 13th President of the United States ordered it was property of the U.S. military, they set up fortifications and cannons, which were never used but in the American Civil War. But that is when the prison first received its set of prisoners. The military ended up deciding to move their base to the mainland, so all that remained on the island was the prison, since the remote location and military complex made it perfect for the prison. The prison slowly grew in size and popularity. The largest addition happened after the Spanish-American War in 1898 and the San Francisco earthquake in 1906. The main prison block and surrounding buildings were completed by 1912. And because of the maximum security, many famous criminals were housed there, such as Al Capone and Machine Gun Kelly. During the entire history of the prison, no prisoners managed to successfully escape. Most drowned in their attempts. Now, why was the prison closed? The prison officially closed on Thursday, March 21st, 1963, because of the increasing security and operating costs, along with the confinement practices. A new prison would be built in Marion, Illinois, to hold inmates who did not readily accustom themselves to the discipline of ordinary penitentiaries or avail themselves of the opportunities for training and self-improvement. This was found on alcatrazhistory.com. A theory is that the prison was really closed because of the brutality that went on inside of it to rehabilitate prisoners. The last inmate to enter and leave the prison quoted saying, "Alcatraz was never no good for nobody." The rumors of the abuse were proved to be too controversial for the era when they were supposed to be helping prisoners turn over a new leaf. The only confirmed reason they have given behind closing the prison is the cost and how much the prison had become unstable. The support structures became unable to support the cell blocks or withstand another large earthquake. The catwalks for officers were also no longer safe. It would cost over $4 million and take nearly 5 years to bring the prison back to stable condition. James Bennett believed they needed another prison on the same security level as Alcatraz, but thought it was unwise to invest over $4 million in repairing Alcatraz. But the prison wasn't fully abandoned for long and was soon put to use once again. What is the current situation and use of the prison? After the closing of the penitentiary, it was reclaimed by the United Indians of All Tribes in 1969. The group consisted of approximately 100 Native American student activists from San Francisco. They were led by Mohawk Richard Oakes. They occupied Alcatraz for 19 months and justified it via the clause of the Treaty of Lemery between the United States and Sioux people in 1868. This takeover brought the attention to the neglect Native Americans had been receiving. While the group was there, they wanted the island to be restored and modernized. The last members of the group were removed in June of 1971, and traces of their takeover can still be seen today, such as graffiti and damaged property. There is even an exhibit on the island highlighting the 19-month residency. It was created in 2011 titled We Are Still Here. The island is now referred to as Alcatraz Island National Park. There are tours available for the prison. Alcatraz Island became a national recreation area in 1972, then later was recognized as a historical landmark, which is when the tour started. The history of Alcatraz is a whirlwind of controversy. The facts we know about the prison is the history and reason for its end. The closing of the penitentiary ultimately brought good endings for a lot of people between the prisoners and Native Americans. To be concluded, Alcatraz is a landmark in history that no one will forget about. Thank you for listening to my speech about Alcatraz Prison.